Hey guys! Okay, I have got some notes and things before I get into the bones of what I'm going to be doing today. I am going to be doing 100 days of comics, so that is a half an hour each day dedicated to making comics, and today's thing will be layouts. So I will time myself, I will get my layouts done for the first chapter of Pipe Dreams, which is a fan comic I am doing for shits and giggles. I know this is kind of like do original content, but the story itself is something that I really want to tell, and I just like telling it with these characters. Anyways, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be doing that. Next thing on the agenda of random stuff I'm doing, perspective and drawing perspective. So when you draw perspective, let's just do a little box here. So you have your frame, and then you decide on your horizon line. Horizon line is usually the eye line of your characters or your eye view, so where you are looking in the screen. And then the vanishing point is the little dot in which you are using to, like, everything's going off into the distance. So you'll see this very, very commonly used in the train track thing, where you see like the train tracks going back in space, and then you'll see like the hydro lines running beside the train tracks. And as everything goes back in space, it gets closer and closer together. And, like, you can run the hydro line and then keep running these train tracks. So, like, that's your basic one-point perspective. And you can just throw a little point here and a point here and make some trees. So, trees are not going to be equally spaced. So perspective is one of those things that you really need to get a good tutorial book on. You can practice it with 1 point. We don't need that. So this is like 1 point perspective. This is basic 1 point perspective. If you want to do basic 1 point perspective with figures, find the horizon line, get the vanishing point, get your baseline down, and then you want your character to be standing with their eyes on the horizon line. You got to pick a point for your character, alright? Where you want them to be standing on the horizon line. So if you want them with their eyes on the horizon line, then you run them from the top of their head to their feet, and you just draw them like that. Now, if you do that, that means that every other character that is of corresponding height, no matter the distance, should line up. Actually, I think they're like that. Fucking turning characters in space. Should technically line up on the horizon line. Like, no matter how far. Now, this is a high horizon line. You can have like a mid horizon line where the characters all intersect at the waist. That is common. You can have it at their feet, like they're all intersecting at their ankles, so really low horizon line. Now, that's something someone far more advanced in perspective can get into, but really great practice when you want to learn how to draw things vanishing into space is draw a box in 1 point perspective, like just the face of a box, and then run the lines, and then make it a cube that runs towards your vanishing point, and make them all different levels. I am winging this. You can measure and make, like, when I was in my perspective class in school, we used to have to measure everything to make sure every single line was perfect and straight, and I used to go neurotic thinking about it because I definitely, like, perfection usually drives me insane. I like doing things fast, and if it slowed me down, I lost interest in it, which is something really, really bad. But Go on 10 years later, and we're figuring out why Megan can't stand doing things slowly. Anyways, so if you do this one box in space, it'll give you an idea of like vanishing points. But if you want to draw like, say, a city, you put down your box, you figure out your vanishing point, you draw a line, you make great big boxes, and you make sure that the roofs all line up to here. And then you do the same over here. Cut that back there. You cut that back a bit, and then you got sidewalk. This isn't the best example because I'm awful at fucking perspective, but anyways. So then you can have, let's tighten that up, draw that, and do like some sort of a city hall or something. And draw a church. Churches are usually the middle of town. Anyway, big doors, church. Itch my finger. Of course, buildings have different types of roofs, and you can look that up. Anyway, then to place cars in Crab, you just draw boxes. Seriously, if you start everything off with drawing boxes and then just work the shapes into the box, you're usually gonna be okay. Again, I'm not the best person for perspective-y things because I struggle with it. I still struggle with it. Therefore, I'm not the best person to teach it, but whatever. If I can try and learn it, I can hopefully help you guys try and learn it. When you're looking at buildings and like doing details on buildings, look at photographs, for the love of God. Photographs are there to help you and aid you, and look at reference and like try and find reference that works for you and that you can work into your sketches, and that you are able to like use the building details. If you don't know what a downtown of a city looks like, look it up. There are millions of photographs, probably billions of photographs of cities online. Use Pinterest, use Google search. You don't have to copy it exactly, but you can make reference decisions and like take certain styles and put them together. Like look at small town, downtown streets. You'll see like all kinds of architectural masters in there. Anyway, And then there's usually some signs and some street lamps. But then you want another street lamp, you gotta go over here. One of the cool things about like street lamps and everything is usually they all line up. So you can just put them down. There's usually a bench or something by the street lamp. You can put like little garbage cans, and then you can just run this across the road and line that up, and then you can put another street lamp here. It's a different kind of street lamp because apparently I don't know how to draw street lamps right now. Another street lamp, sign. Yeah, so like there's a quick way to build a fucking city. Anyways, but if you start off with 1 point perspective and you master that, you can do a lot with 1 point perspective. Even like if you're doing a character in say a bedroom, so you've got your horizon line, you got your vanishing point, you put in the square for the back wall, and I might just make this a little bit wider, give it a bit of a rectangle feel. And you run your vanishing, your perspective lines from your vanishing point. And because I didn't cover it, the vanishing point is where all lines meet in the distance. Then you could start building boxes. So just like we'll put a box here. It'll be a bed, and we'll make a tall box here for a dresser. Make sure that's on the, there we go. And then we'll put another box over here, because that'll be a desk. I'm gonna put a window here, because that's a really badly placed window, but whatever. This person has one window in their bedroom. I'll put like a wardrobe or something over here. This desk is gonna be pretty big. Do a desk chair and a laptop. Let's put some posters on the walls. The drawers. Just remember, when you're doing one-point perspective, all parallel lines go straight up and down, unless it's a tree and it's all curved or whatever. But mostly, like, when you're drawing your structures, it's the verticals are always on vertical, the horizontals are always on the horizontal, and then all the other lines that build the depth will connect to the vanishing point somewhere. I'm doing these small. If you're doing them bigger, you're gonna need rulers and stuff, but right now, and when you go to like do final drawings and stuff, it's always better to have rulers so that you can fix any like uneven lines and stuff. I'm just freehanding this because I don't want to fuck around with a ruler right now. Part of my language. Anyways. Again, if you watch my channel and you know my videos, you know that I swear, so. Anyway, so we'll put a bedside table over here so that we're not cramping the desk and chair. We'll put that bedside table, that. So the bedroom door, I'm assuming, is over here, so this is someone entering the room. Wardrobe. Or maybe we'll just make it a closet door here, so I'll just, the closet over here. Take out that. Okay, so this person's got one of those weird accordion. I think they're called accordion closets, doors. The ones that kind of slide open and shut, but they stick out. And then some hooks over here, some shoesies. This window design. Basket dirty clothes, because that's always something, and then you want like little accessory shit. Maybe a bookshelf somewhere. I'll just put the bookshelf down here. Anyway, so you have a room. Sorry about all my muttering. But like, if you build from basic structures, like basic boxes and stuff like that, spheres obviously are gonna be the same which way you look at them. But if you build from like cubes and rectangular prisms, you will be able to build your characters and like put everything in perspective properly. It's a lot easier to start by building from like blocks than it is to do final detailed stuff. So remember, just place boxes and then do details on top. Ta-da! A mini demo on 1 point perspective. I'm sorry, it sucks. If you have any questions, just ask. Bye guys.